Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about regime change and how it affects management, workflow, and the human condition in the newsroom. So I went through at least two big regime changes in the newspaper business. So the first one, after the head honcho left the building, we had this very uncertain time. So some fellas followed the head honcho. Those who remain were just like trying to guess, what's going to happen. This new tide that's going to sweep through, what kind of things that it's going to bring in. So it has been long rumored that the new leader has his choice man. So this hatchet man was formerly, working in the newspaper. Then he got a gig as a press secretary to one of those ministers, and climbed his way to the top, and has his own business. So if you're just a reporter, you have businesses and all that, big finance setup. You're in the F&B business as well. You must be somebody's fuckboy, somebody's proxy. No way you can do it all by yourself. But I'm going to get to that. So anyway, this guy rolled into the scene. First thing he did, he go buy pizza, fried chicken. He will do his charming. He charm everything. The fish came and gobble up. People say, oh, what a good guy. I get KFC and pizza. That is all it takes to win the heart and minds of these hungry souls. And in the regime change, several critical strategic locations were left vacant and was quickly filled. So the choice people was, took their place in the organization, and business went on as usual. So this new fearless leader will do his master's bidding, write good propaganda. Anyway, I knew of the guy by reputation, but I've never met him at all. But strangely, I knew his half brother or step brother, whose father, used to run a chapati and keema stall at Princess Road or Jalan Raja Muda. So I say, okay. So one day I bump into the guy, say, hello boss, your father used to run a keema and chapati shop at Jalan Raja Muda. He said, yeah, and then he said, my father is not around anymore, but the shop is still there. Yeah, I say, okay, yeah, thanks. So this guy was like curious, surprised. I think he did some digging and stuff. And as things moved on, the number one slot in the company was replaced by this parachute editor. So this editor in question worked with a foreign newspaper across the causeway, and he did something really funny. He go and put up big posters, beat the competition, stay hungry and all that. In a company that has already been depleted of talent, I don't think you can flog a dead horse. So this slogan thing, very fascist type of way of doing things, was one of the so-called motivation for people. And having said that, the same guy, started a new section in the paper, something like the old Straits Times City Extra. So I got hauled in by my boss. Say, okay, you have to take charge. And the reporter take turn to contribute. When you ask people to do something, you give responsibility without the authority. I think nothing is going to happen. You don't promote people. You don't give them the mandate to lead the section, and all the guy has to do is to keep on producing. So okay, I did my part, and they had this deputy editor that my boss hired. from the magazine business. Zero news experience, okay? Never a reporter. Just some magazine writer who writes fluff about their topic. So this lady ran the show without proper knowledge, how to run it. So I worked. I put in a stockpile, 2 months of work in a file just to fill up the pages, and I continue. And then she started to hand out assignment, ridiculous assignment, you go and interview this curtain shop. I said, where you got the contact? She just kept quiet. Then I looked probably some advertising in the newspaper or classified ad. I have to do a story about that. Say, yeah, okay, I'm working on it. I couldn't get an appointment. And none of the then feature writers contributed. They are just not bothered. Then at the end of the regime, okay, the fearless leader, another change of regime, a new guy came into power. The fearless leader cabut. This boss of mine in the feature desk, this lady, okay, she hires all her friends. Every friend that she know become a reporter, a writer or what, which I find really strange because one of my former art college classmate became a deputy editor, out of nowhere, just poof. But never mind, that's another story. So this lady just left in the lurch, So her deputy just tried to do all the work. She was under a lot of pressure. 2 months of my stockpile was depleted in a week. Then she threw me under the bus. So this new boss, this lady who rose by default, okay, put me in the room and told me in my face, we don't have to be friends, okay? You do your work, I do my work. Okay, I say, okay, you do my work, I do your work, that kind of shit. This deja vu is getting along. So that is my cue to leave the company. But before that, there was this big party at the restaurant in Bangsa, owned by the guy who was brought in by the big honcho. During the dinner, everybody's invited. You don't need an invitation as long as you're staff of the NST, you're invited. So the then CEO of New Straits Times, this guy by the name of Syed Faisal, very nice person, very polite and all that, and also he came from the same secondary school I attended, so we have something in common. So we chit chat. So I was talking to him at the back, and this head honcho, the guy who was hired to do his master's bidding, walked up to me, gave me 20 cents and told me to fuck off. So I was thinking, what the hell, what's going on? This guy, something not right somewhere. So I said, okay, I just bug off. Before I walked away, he said, pergi main jauh-jauh, ini tempat orang tua bercakap. So I translate, go fuck off, these are place for adult, you have no place here chatting with the CEO. I say, okay lah, you're a man in position, you have wealth, you have power, you're probably somebody's fuckboy, you proxy for people. That's how business work. Super arrogant. So I say, okay, never mind lah, every dog has his day. You look at a guy there like he's a cockroach. So okay, I fucked off, right? Then I never see this guy again. Fast forward some years later, I went to Bangsa for a couple of beers with my buddy. I saw somewhere in the distance that guy walked in. So he walked in, the way he behaved, give people 20 cents, tell people to fuck off. He walked in, then he looked at me, I bochap lah. I don't give a shit lah. I never saw him. He walked into the shopping complex. 5 minutes later, he walked out again just to double confirm. Is that a guy that I kind of told him to fuck off? So again, like I say, you get what you give lah. If you're nice to people, they wave their hand, hey, hello, how are you? If you tell people to fuck off, give people 20 cents, that's how lowly you are, You're nothing but a maggot, circling in a piece of shit. So I look at it, I say, well, life is such, when you make it big, you tend to forget, you know, your feet is not planted on the ground. So this fearless leader, I think also nowadays, you know, quite low profile, because I think nobody can put up with him. The last time I actually kind of like saw him was at a company function. He was in the background with some Chinaman, you know, being a fuck boy, you know, your boss asks you to come, you come. Your boss asks you to jump, you say how high. So regime change affects a lot of people. Then again, for a company with 100 over years of history, you know, of abuse, today they are just an ordinary setup, nothing special, you know. They are where they are because of all this abuse and damage. So if you're there, you see these things happening, you're non-partisan, you do align yourself with the powers that be, you just earn a simple living. Your time is up, you move on. So there you are, man, regime change.